you're kidding me. You're joking. I can't believe it. Oh. Well, welcome back, guys. I've calmed down a little bit. Welcome to another episode of Chase the Weekend. Well, today we're going to change a radiator, but I'm a little bit annoyed because, look, long story short, this was at a mechanic for some electrical issues which are now fixed. But he rang me and said, look, the radiator's leaking, the top tank split's coming out, it's going all over the fan, spraying everywhere, you need a new radiator. Righto, so I ordered a radiator, got one, went and picked the car up. It was still full of water, obviously he topped it up for me. Drove it home, which was like a 35-minute drive, checked the water, and it's full. There's not a leak anywhere. I can't see anywhere where this thing is leaking. I'm hoping he's talking about my car because I've just gone and bought a new radiator. Anyway, it's probably a good thing. It's my daughter's car, bit of peace of mind. I know it's not going to overheat. Some of these fins here are looking a little bit bent, so it's probably not a bad thing to change, and then we know it's right. We've got one, so let's put it in. Look, this is obviously, every car's different for how a radiator mounts, but this will give you a bit of an idea of what you got to do if ever you've got to do it. It's really not too bad. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is establish that we've got the correct radiator for the car. So look for things like, make sure that your inlet outlet hoses to the engine are on the same side, your filler cup mounts on the same side. Check for things like your mounting points, make sure your brackets are, your mounting holes are the same. Check the physical size of it, make sure it's right. And look, this one looks pretty good to me. I'm pretty sure it's the right one. The other thing to look out for too, if you're doing a radiator, is if this is a manual car, so these are blanked off. I don't know if you can see that there. That's a little blanking plate there and there. You can see that. Now, if this was automatic, they have a fluid cooler line that runs through there and back to the transmission to cool down the fluid. So you've got extra lines there to pull off that have transmission fluid running through them, but this one doesn't because it's manual, so it's nice and easy. So we've established it's the right one. Now we've got to drain the coolant and start pulling things apart, and we can pull it out. Now, conveniently on this one, I don't know if you can see down there, there's a little tap there, and that will allow us to drain the fluid, the coolant out without it going everywhere. So what you want to do is place your bucket directly under said tap, and then we will drain the coolant. Oh yeah, so just undo that and let the water out. No, that didn't work. Try and catch that in the bucket. Okay, so now we want to undo our hose. So this one's a blade screwdriver. Whoever invented blade screwdrivers should... I'll reserve my comments. That one's up. And then just grab your vice grips and undo these. I might have to get my vice grips. Okay, I'm back. I'm just going to pull this hose off to get it out of the way so I'm not fighting with it. That's the top one. Now the bottom one we probably won't see, but it's got the same fitting as that on it. So, alright, that took a bit of doing. A little bit of bark off, a bit of carnage. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, so the hoses are off now. The water's drained. So now we're going to undo the bolts and we can lift it out. So we need a 10mm, I believe. Right, now that that's done, we simply lift it out, pull that hose out of the way. And that's out. So you can see new one there, old one here. It's probably worth it. Good thing that we've done it. A lot of these fins are all sort of starting to get bent over, and this here you can see there's been a repair there at some stage. So it's probably time to put a new one in, even though I couldn't find any leaks. That's alright, we'll put it in. Alright, reverse process, just put it all back together. Try not to damage these because we're trying to preserve it. Always keep your bolts where you can find them. Alright, now we're just going to put the hoses back on. So I'll do the bottom one because there's not much you can see down there. I'll do that and then I'll show you the top one. Rightio, top hose. Now obviously if you're pulling your hoses and stuff out, it is a good time to check them whether they need to be replaced too, and also things like your cap, if it's looking a bit worse for wear, or the seals are worn out, or the spring's no good, it's time to replace that. But all this stuff's in good nick, so just a matter of changing that and refilling the fluid. Alright, the other thing to think of when you're doing your radiator is what coolant's in there, because you can't mix two different coolants. So there's red and there's green. I think there's a yellow one out now too, but most common's the green and the red one, so always check that before you go and buy your coolant. So I've got some concentrate, and normally I just tip that in and then fill it up with water, but today I've mixed it in a bucket because people on the internet like to tell you off for not doing the right thing. Not a mechanic, alright, I'm just having a go. Just back off. So I've mixed up my coolant and I'm going to fill that up. Hopefully it goes into the... The idea is now we want to get bleed the air out, so we're going to start the car up and let it run, get it up to temperature, and then we'll turn the heater on in there and get the whole system, because obviously the hot water goes through into the heater in the car, so we've got to get the whole system running at operating temperature, and that'll push any of the air into the radiator, and then we can top this up and close the cap and it's all done. So we've got that running. This is full, just waiting for the thermostat in there to open, and all the water will flow through the motor, and then any trapped air is going to come back up here, and then the level will drop down because there'll be air in there obviously, and then we'll top that back up and then cap back on, done and dusted. Well, there you go, that was pretty easy. Didn't take too long and only minimal blood loss, so that's a win for me. Hopefully that helps you. A little bit of mechanical information from not a mechanic, but hey, have a go, it's not too hard. Some cars are obviously a lot trickier than that, but this one was pretty straightforward. But it gives you the basics of how a radiator comes in and out. It's basically just bolted in there, and you just got to disconnect the hoses and make sure it's full with water. Now I'm going to we'll take that for a big long drive and we'll check that again, but I've topped that all up and it doesn't seem to be any air in the system, so that's all done. So look, thanks for watching. Hopefully you got some advice or help or something out of it, or if nothing, you enjoyed 5 minutes of someone working on a car. Check back again for some more videos like this. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and it will let you know you'll be able to see other videos. And give us a big thumbs up if it's your first time. It does help spread it to other people. Remember that the weeks are long but the weekends are short, so work on your car and chase the weekend.